Behind the glamour of fame, a disturbing reality was concealed in broad daylight. A talented young star's life was tragically taken by those she trusted most. This gut-wrenching tale of hidden suffering, anguish, and lost potential laid bare the harsh realities of domestic violence, fueling a fierce crusade for justice and reform. Back in the 1980s, Hollywood was buzzing with excitement, eagerly waiting for its next big sensation. That's when Judith Barsi burst onto the scene, shining brighter than any star in the sky. Born to Hungarian immigrant parents, Josef and Maria Barsi, Judith was a tiny firecracker who had a sparkle in her eye and a voice that could charm the birds right out of the trees. A talent scout spotted her when she was just 5 years old, and Judith's journey to stardom took off like a rocket. As she grew up, Judith's incredible talent just kept getting better. She was serious about acting, and her parents were right behind her every step of the way. She knocked it out of the park with each role she landed, showing off her impressive range and depth. From hit TV shows like Growing Pains and The Cosby Show, to iconic movies like E.T. the Extraterrestrial and The Land Before Time, Judith's name became synonymous with excellence. Judith had it all: a smile that could light up a room and a voice that could melt hearts. Judith Barsi was the real deal, a true Hollywood starlet. Her rise to fame seemed effortless, but she put in the hard work, and it paid off big time. Although her time in the spotlight was tragically cut short, Judith's impact on Hollywood and the lives of those who knew her still resonated deeply. Her legacy lived on, a testament to the enduring power of her talent and spirit. As Judith's popularity skyrocketed, she found herself stuck between two different worlds. On set, she was the belle of the ball, a talented and beloved young actress who wowed her co-workers and won over her audience. But back home, she was trapped in a living hell, suffering through her father's escalating abuse and violence. Desperate to escape the toxic atmosphere, Judith poured her heart and soul into her acting. She put everything she had into every performance, using her roles as a reprieve from the nightmares she endured at home. However, the thrill of filming couldn't shake the feeling of dread that had taken up residence inside her. Judith's relationships began to fray as she withdrew deeper into herself. Friends and family noticed a big change in her, but she couldn't bring herself to reveal the truth. The shame and fear her father's actions inspired left her speechless, leaving her feeling isolated and alone. As time went on, her father's behavior went from bad to worse. His violent outbursts escalated, and the physical abuse intensified. Maria, Judith's mother, was caught in the crossfire, struggling to protect her daughter while fighting her fears. By the summer of 1988, the tension in the household had reached a boiling point. Judith's father, Josef, had become a ticking time bomb, with his rage and frustration simmering just below the surface. The consequences were catastrophic, forever changing the course of Judith's life and leaving Hollywood reeling in shock. As Judith's commercial success took off, she caught the attention of top Hollywood talent agents. They recognized her unique potential and set out to launch her into TV and film. Judith's parents, Josef and Maria, were over the moon about their daughter's bright future, but their unresolved issues had lingered just beneath the surface. Behind the facade of a happy family, Josef's volatile temper and Maria's anxieties had created a toxic environment that had taken its toll. The tension had escalated, forcing Judith to walk on eggshells, never knowing when her dad's next blow-up would occur. Still, she poured her emotions into her craft, using acting as a temporary escape from the chaos at home. As Judith's career gained momentum, she faced new challenges. The pressure to deliver excellence had intensified, and the constant scrutiny of fame had begun to wear her down. Her relationships with colleagues and mentors became crucial, providing a sense of stability in an otherwise crazy world. But the shadows of her home life had loomed large, threatening to undermine everything she had worked for. With each passing day, Judith's inner turmoil had deepened. She started questioning whether her success was worth the sacrifices she had made. The delicate balance between her professional triumphs and personal struggles was on the verge of being tested in ways she had never anticipated. When Judith voiced Ducky in The Land Before Time, she racked up serious accolades and industry recognition. Her standout performance had earned her a Young Artist Award nomination, cementing her status as Hollywood's next big thing. The film's success had opened floodgates of opportunity, and Judith became the go-to actress for top projects. She landed plum roles in flicks like All Dogs Go to Heaven and hit TV shows like Cheers. Her versatility as an actress and voice artist has wowed casting directors and audiences alike. But Judith's meteoric rise had come with unforeseen consequences. She faced mounting pressure to keep up her public image and deliver flawless performances. The constant scrutiny had taken a toll on her mental health, leaving her reeling from stress. Luckily, Judith's relationships with colleagues and mentors had proven lifesavers. She forged strong bonds with fellow actors and industry heavyweights who offered valuable guidance and support. Still, her troubled home life had continued to cast a shadow over her hard-won successes. With every new achievement, Judith's inner turmoil had deepened. She began questioning the true cost of her fame and the sacrifices she had made along the way. The glamour of stardom had started to lose its luster. As Judith's fame skyrocketed, her outside relationships became lifelines. Her mentors and colleagues, clueless about her demons, had offered top-notch advice and encouragement. They had marveled at her strength and flexibility, oblivious to the emotional walls she had built to cope with the chaos at home. One of Judith's closest allies was her agent, who had grasped the immense pressure she had faced. Together, they had crafted strategies to balance her workload and maintain a semblance of normalcy amid the turmoil. But even these supportive connections could not entirely have shielded Judith from the harsh realities of her home life. Judith's mom, Maria, had felt trapped and powerless, desperate to protect her daughter, but unsure how to escape the toxic environment. She had started discreetly seeking help, reaching out to friends and relatives for a haven. Yet, for the time being, Judith had remained vulnerable, caught in a cycle of fear and abuse. With each passing day, Judith's sense of self had eroded. She had struggled to reconcile her public image with the fragile, terrified girl she had become at home. Her internal conflict had deepened, threatening to shatter the fragile facade she had constructed around herself. Judith's already fragile mental state had continued to unravel. She had become increasingly withdrawn and isolated, finding it tough to connect with her peers or find comfort in her work. The emotional walls she had built to cope with her toxic home life had begun to crumble, leaving her exposed and vulnerable. The inaction of Child Protective Services had devastating consequences. Judith had felt abandoned by the very institution meant to protect her. Her trust in authority figures had begun to erode, giving way to a deep-seated cynicism and distrust. As Judith had navigated this treacherous landscape, she had found fleeting solace in her creative pursuits. Her acting had provided a temporary escape, a brief respite from the relentless turmoil at home. But even this refuge had been tainted by the knowledge that her success had, in part, funded her father's destructive habits. With each passing day, Judith's desperation had intensified. She had started considering extreme measures to escape her circumstances, but the fear of the unknown had kept her paralyzed. In the summer of 1988, a shocking tragedy shook the nation when Judith Barsi's explosive temper led to the heartbreaking loss of two innocent lives, his wife, Maria, and their 10-year-old daughter, Judith. The tranquil San Fernando Valley neighborhood had been forever changed back then, as the community had grappled with the unimaginable horror that had unfolded. Investigators had unraveled a complex web of manipulation and control that had isolated Maria and Judith, hiding their suffering from prying eyes. As the truth had begun to surface, a haunting question had echoed. How had this tragedy occurred right under everyone's nose? Neighbors, acquaintances, and professionals who had crossed paths with the Barsi family had recounted subtle warning signs they had previously dismissed or overlooked. The devastating incident sparked a nationwide outcry, refocusing attention on domestic violence awareness and child protection. Advocates and policymakers scrutinized existing laws and protocols, seeking ways to prevent similar tragedies. Judith's legacy, though tragically cut short, had ignited a powerful movement. Her story had become a beacon for change, inspiring efforts to safeguard vulnerable lives and ensuring no child would suffer the same fate. The tragic events of Hollywood had been left reeling from the loss of a rising star. The untimely death of Judith Barsi sparked widespread sorrow throughout the film industry. Renowned director Don Bluth, who had directed Judith in All Dogs Go to Heaven, had remembered her fondly. Judith was a remarkable, passionate, and committed young actress. Her extraordinary talent and vibrant spirit had left an indelible mark. The film's release in 1989 became a heartfelt tribute to Judith's lasting legacy. Her voice had brought Anne-Marie to life, captivating audiences worldwide. Critics praised her performance for its emotional richness and sensitivity. Years later, Judith's story continued to inspire change, serving as a poignant reminder of the severe repercussions of unaddressed domestic violence and the necessity of supporting those in need. Over the years, Judith Barsi's legacy has consistently inspired a new wave of artists and advocates. Her story had acted as a significant catalyst for change, igniting essential discussions surrounding domestic violence and its harrowing effects. The entertainment industry had begun to acknowledge these issues too. In response, the Judith Barsi Foundation for Child Actor Welfare was founded to offer crucial support and resources to emerging talent. Additionally, Domestic Violence Awareness in the Entertainment Industry, DVAEI, has initiated programs aimed at educating professionals on identifying the signs of abuse. Judith's legacy also led to an increased emphasis on mental health resources for child actors, underscoring the necessity of protective measures against exploitation and harm. By the time of her commemoration, Judith's story had become a powerful reminder of the transformative potential of art and advocacy. Her bravery in confronting adversity has continued to inspire others to raise their voices against domestic violence. Judith's enduring legacy had served as a powerful catalyst for change, uniting communities across the globe in the fight against domestic violence. Her story had ignited an international dialogue, shedding light on the severe repercussions of abuse. Lawmakers had begun to take action, and legislation focused on safeguarding victims' rights and curbing domestic violence had gained traction. Judith's experience had stood as a compelling reminder of the profound impact one individual could have. By sharing her journey, we honored her legacy and reaffirmed our dedication to fostering a safer, more compassionate society. Her bravery continued to inspire others to confront abuse, leaving a lasting impact. The immense outpouring of love and support following Judith's passing sparked a significant movement. Her story had motivated a new generation of advocates who were dedicated to eliminating domestic violence and safeguarding those at risk. As her legacy unfolded, communities came together to cultivate a culture of empathy and understanding. The arts emerged as a powerful tool in this effort, with filmmakers, writers, and artists leveraging their platforms to raise awareness. Judith's influence reached far beyond borders, crossing cultural and geographical divides. Her bravery ignited a worldwide dialogue, inspiring a commitment to foster safer, more compassionate societies. Thanks for watching. Join the conversation, subscribe, like, share, and comment below. Your feedback fuels our creativity and helps us bring you more awesome content.